Oh, yeah.
Eyes.
Look at me when you're drinking. Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you. Today is the second day of DocMas.
I can see the wine taking hold of you already.
You simply adopt the wine. I was born into it.
Molded by it.
Molded by the wine. We are joined today by comedian and first-time guest O'Shea Jepson.
Hello.
Howdy.
Oh, yeah.
What's going
on? Comic book aficionado, master knowledge.
Well, no, this is important. We should throw it over to O'Shea.
Yeah.
O'Shea, what is your depth of experience?
Let's not say comic specifically. Let's just say
with superheroes.
Superhero culture,
Yeah.
movies, TV shows.
Exactly.
There are two big ones, right?
Let's hear
Marvel
it.
and DC.
That's
Yes.
right.
I mean, the fact that you had to ask that means this is good.
I mean, that's it. That's the extent of my knowledge.
But have you
That's
seen
it.
them? Have you seen the movies?
Yeah, I've seen a couple Avengers movies, a
That's
couple
good.
Spider-Mans.
Batman's?
You played
Batman.
Spider-Man once.
I was Spider-Man one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the video game. He was Spider-Man.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
In the flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there for it.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. It's not DC, but whatever.
Well, you know.
Fucking told you not to bring that up.
How?
Sorry. Are we fucking role reversing this?
We keep that for the
Is this the
bedroom.
fucking Dr. Richard podcast?
One day.
What?
What?
Yep.
Have you seen the Nolan Batmans, the Dark Knights, the Dark Knight Rises,
Yes.
the Batman Begins? That's a good start.
Yeah, it's fine. He's not like a.
I can blend in. I'm like a chameleon.
You're not a total neophyte or anything.
No,
of
no.
course.
No.
Exactly.
Did I stack this with weird, obscure questions? I can't remember what I did.
I think it's good enough. It's good.
No, I'm nervous.
It's okay. No.
Tell me about Arm Fall Off Boy.
There's a fun first piece of news. The only piece of news.
Oh, sure, let's
the
do
one
it.
piece of news today, which I think I'm excited to show to O'Shea here. So, have you heard of the movie Shazam that's coming up? No, it's okay. I'm glad you didn't because we're going to show you the trailer. But Shazam is here to chew bubblegum and kick butt in the first new theatrical poster.
Yes.
So we got a poster for this movie. This is coming up. This is a DC movie.
It's coming in May.
I'll show you the trailer because you haven't seen it, and I'm
Okay.
curious to see what you think.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I would watch that.
Isn't that fun?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So Billy Batson says the magic word Shazam and becomes an adult superhero.
So in the new poster, it's just a photo of him as Shazam chewing bubblegum, and it just says, "You say the word."
Yeah.
Which is just such a great line.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's not that. See, like, you don't know a lot about comics, but that looks super fun, right?
I would watch that movie. And it didn't have the weird comic. Well, not the weird comic feel, but it has a different feel than your typical like comic book trailer. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I do wonder if it feels very Marvel to me. It doesn't feel super DC. You don't get to sort of like, if you're looking at like the Batman Begins and then you're looking at this, you're looking at it seems more like a Marvel movie, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that's good for it's good for DC to like branch out and embrace the fact that like in the comics, like DC and Marvel both have like fun things and both have grim things, but for some reason in the movies
They've never really
they've sort of
gotten that
charted
opportunity.
different paths,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like I'm excited for that. Fans of the original Captain Marvel will not be enjoying this because this is a different version of the character than that. But
So you want to give him a little bit of information about Shazam so he understands?
sure. So this character, now called Shazam, used to be called Captain Marvel.
You can see why there would be some issues with a character
Was-
on DC called Captain Marvel.
He was invented
Yeah.
in the 40s from a different, like non-existent now comic publisher called Fawcett Comics. DC Comics bought them, then didn't really use the character because to them he was like a ripoff of Superman.
Okay.
Marvel then got the rights to the Captain Marvel name for comic books, but DC could still use it for the character. So then all Captain Marvel comics were called Power of Shazam or something.
Okay.
Because that was the word he would say, but they couldn't call the comic Captain Marvel because then Marvel had the rights to that and they had their own Captain Marvel. And then eventually in 2011, DC was just like, fuck it. call him Shazam. And a lot of people don't like that. And this is a slightly different version because he didn't always retain like a kid personality when he became
a fun piece of like,
Totally.
It almost used to be like almost like two separate people that Billy would just become Captain Marvel.
And that was going to be my question too. I guess they can tell that he's an adult. Like it's not one of the weird things where they see him as a kid, but he's an adult. But
no. He's actually turned into an adult. But in the most recent version of what Shazam is, he keeps like the kid brain. And that never used to be a thing. So fans of the original Captain Marvel probably don't love this, but I think it's exciting.
I think it's super fun. I think you're getting one Zachary Levi. Like, do you know Zachary Levi at all, the actor who's playing Shazam? So he's been super fun. Like he was in a TV show back in the day called Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's why he makes such a perfect person for this, because the basis of Chuck is that he's like a nerdy dude who just randomly gets these basically superpowers.
Yeah.
So it makes him a perfect person for this, to act like he's got these abilities, but he doesn't really know how to use them because he's a kid. So I was super excited with that casting. It looks great already. I can't wait for this thing to come out. When does it come out? Do you remember?
May, I think.
I think it's early in the new year. So
next year we get Shazam. We get that Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix as
playing the Joker.
Yeah.
And we get Wonder Woman 1984. Those are the three that we get.
So did you get a chance to see the new Wonder Woman at all?
No,
it's really good. Definitely. Not
the 1984 one. Yeah,
the one before that. Yeah.
There's no trailers yet for the new one, but those three are the DC movies we're getting next year.
Just super fun. I'm really excited for that. All right. Well, with that, let's get into the questions this week.
Let's do it.
We'll head on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
You okay?
I fucking nailed it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you did pretty good.
I've never been better.
Never.
Seamless. That was seamless.
Thank you. Richard came up with the drops. I just do them.
That's right. I came up with them when
Can you sense the shame?
The brains and the brawn.
Yeah, well,
it's always embarrassing when someone else is in the room.
I know. Now you understand my pain. Always giving me shit for that. Well, the first question comes from an old friend of ours, Chad Bokelman.
Bokel.
And actually kind of Dave Rossi as well. He asked a similar question, so I kind of just added him in there because he basically asked the same thing, but I like Chad's...
Dashel, turn off the podcast.
Yeah, fuck Dashel, seriously. His son's name is Dashel. He's far too young to be listening to our slander.
Listen to this podcast.
It's not good. Aggressively clears throat.
Right.
It's the year of tackling the impossible for you, Doc. Hawks, Hypertime, Morrison, etc. And that leaves a few pertinent unanswered questions. So, to borrow from DC directly, who is Donna Troy? And what's her history within the DCU? So you talk directly to O'Shea because he definitely doesn't know who Donna Troy is.
Yeah, this is going to make comics seem super accessible to you. What I'm about to say is going to make you want to read a comic.
Excellent. Can't wait.
So, Donna Troy is best known as originally being the first Wonder Girl, the sidekick to Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So Donna Troy has a very long, complicated history with many different origins, as writers think that they have a better idea than the writer that came before them, and none of them sort of make sense with each other.
Okay.
And then other writers try to find ways to make the different origins one thing. So it ends up becoming this very tangled web and convoluted story mess. So, a few different things. Donna Troy, as a child, there's a fire. She's rescued from the fire by the Titans, like of Greek myth, and she's brought to New Cronus, and is sort of like raised as a Titan, but given false memories, and then sent back to Earth so that she can be the seed, I think, of like the Titans' return. As we know from Greek myth, the Titans were overthrown by the Olympians, or we know that now. So then she's sent back to Earth. She discovers that she has some powers. She becomes Wonder Girl. She becomes a founding member of the Teen Titans with Robin and Kid Flash and Speedy, Green Arrow's sidekick, and Aqualad.
Basically Muppet Babies for comic books.
Yeah.
So
making it accessible.
So that's a version. There's also a version where she's created by a witch sort of character named Magala. Using this mirror, so she's actually like kind of like a clone, but not science-y, like a magic clone of Wonder Woman.
Okay.
She's raised by the Amazons with different memories and things like that, and becomes Donna Troy. And there's that version, and then there's a couple of big events crises is what they're called, that sort of changed like the entire continuity of everything in DC, every character.
Okay.
What ends up happening to Donna Troy after the Crisis on Infinite Earths, when all of the different parallel Earths are destroyed, is she becomes the repository of every multiple Earth version of Donna Troy, and she gets like knowledge of all of these Earths that don't exist anymore. And that's a thing for a bit. And also, did I mention that New Cronus, this planet, is a planet? It's not like another realm. It's like a different planet where these like Titans are. So then that becomes a thing. And then in Infinite Crisis, the multiverse is reborn in Donna Troy, because she has the repository of knowledge of the now extinct, infinite Earths of the multiverse. She, goes to New Cronus to try and figure stuff out. She's sort of tied to Harbinger, who is connected to the original Crisis. And there's all of that. And then eventually we get to the point where Donna Troy is sort of rebooted for like the new 52 era after Flashpoint. All the continuities rebooted. This character doesn't exist.
New 52 is basically this big rebooting of DC Comics. They got to the point where they're like, oh, I don't know what we're going to do with these stories, because they've been like, all of these stories have been continuing for so many years, right? That they're like, restart.
And they essentially...
They don't really do a good job with restarting it.
But yeah, they kind of did it shitty. Donna Troy didn't exist. And then the Donna Troy in the New 52, sculpted from clay, just like like that Wonder Woman.
That's how Wonder Woman was
sculpted from clay, given life, but she's given life to take down Wonder Woman. She's sort of created by this like faction on Themyscira that opposes Wonder Woman, and she's created to do that. And she's given, again, false memories. That's a running theme with Donna Troy. And then she eventually discovers that she's just like a tool, that she's never like actually been alive the whole time, and things like that. And now she is a member of the Titans. And sort of trying to deal with like reconciling these many distinct histories. So do you want to like read any Donna Troy?
I'm glad we're focusing on the accessibility of comics.
Okay, so what
I would like to say is, like, as someone that doesn't like actually read comics, what does that do to you? When you just like hear like that's one character and that's how seriously their story's been fucked up.
It's actually interesting because I think for comics, a lot of the times, talking about the accessibility piece, a lot of people want to know it all or feel that they should know it all to have those discussions, and then to be able to track those storylines through the movies and stuff like that.
Sure,
I think it'd be tough if you don't know it, but I mean, that's a lot of backstory.
I think there's a part of that which is for me like exciting, because it's like there's these characters that you can just read some stories on, but if you really wanted to dig into it, you can find all of this like vast information. It's like if you like to play video games, and something like Skyrim, and you pick up the book, you could read the book if you want. And it gives you information about all of this the history of Skyrim in this area, or you could just keep continuing playing the game. And I think the comics do allow for that. At least nowadays they do. But it's exciting that you could go back if you wanted to and get all of this extra information and these histories and things like that.
What I will say is, you can also pick and choose the things that are important. And even in all of those different like fucked up versions of Donna Troy, there are a couple of things that always come up. And a big one is she always has altered memories.
Yeah.
So whether she's a weird like magic clone of Wonder Woman, or whether she is saved by the Titans of New Cronus, or whether she's sculpted by clay to take down Wonder Woman, all of those versions have some form of altered memories. Even the version that has like all of the multiverse Earths versions of Donna Troy, that affects her memories too. So we at least know that this is a character that doesn't 100% know who she is. And she's probably living in the shadow of Wonder Woman, and she's trying to like, that tells you at least something about the character. So no matter what you're reading, no matter which technical version you're reading, it gives you like a bit of an in. There's something to relate to. So I think you also have to kind of pick and choose. Like sometimes knowing the whole thing makes it worse, frankly.
Well, because then you're just riddled with questions when you're going
depends on the character for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that insanity, the Dr. DC podcast will be back after this quick break.
Woo! This episode of the Dr. DC podcast is brought to you thanks to our sponsor, Great Lakes Grooming Company. Great Lakes sent us some products to sample and try out, and they are amazing. As you might know from my cartoon image, I have a beard. And so it's I got this really great beard balm. It comes in some different scents. I got the one that's called Your Love. It's very fresh. It's made from beeswax and lanolin. It protects my beard from harsh nature extremes. And I know I try not to give away our location, but we do live in a place with extreme natural weather. And I use that to like seal in all the goodness from the beard oil they also gave us. I with matching scent, the Your Love scent. I haven't gotten into clashing scents yet. But yeah, so I get out of the shower, I throw the beard oil in, wait a little bit, and then I put the balm in after it. And my beard is silky smooth and wonderful. Great Lakes Grooming is meant to be easy and ready to use. Rain or shine, all their products are purposefully designed and environmentally responsible. They're handmade in Canada and ready for adventure wherever one may find themselves. And for you lucky listeners, you can get 10% off on Great Lakes Grooming's regular price products by going to www.greatlakesgrooming.com and using the promo code DrDCPodcast. That's greatlakesgrooming.com, promo code DRDCPodcast. And now, back to the show.
And we're back.
Hey!
Oh,
Great ad.
yeah. Whatever that is.
Nailed it! That's a great show, by the way. Do you watch Nailed It?
Oh my God, have you?
I didn't even know
On
Nailed It
Netflix?
was a show.
On
It's a-
Netflix, it's like a baking show where they take people that are bad at baking and they try to make them recreate like Instagram baking
Oh
things.
my
Like really
God.
complicated things where it's just like,
It's
ooh,
it's hosted by Nicole Byer, very like funny comedian and
Yeah,
podcaster.
yeah.
It's such a good show. It's
just-
so much fun.
It's where they'll be like, no, you have to make this like this like football tray look like an actual stadium.
Yeah.
Can
I
you-
just watched an episode where Jason Mantzoukas was like a guest judge on it. And the guy, they were like, what happened? The guy was like, well, we had 40 minutes and then we had 30 and then we had 20. And Jason was just like, that's how time works, Sal. It's just like, it's such a hilarious baking competition. It's amazing.
Do they have like cookbooks and stuff like that? Or they're just
No, they should though.
No, yeah, they get nothing. They basically just like they get.
Sorry. Yeah,
They're
they're given a recipe.
Oh yeah.
But just like, but there's that thing too of like experience. Like an experienced pastry chef will know while this is cooked, because sometimes the directions say like cook until done.
Yeah.
So they know what that is, but they also know it'll take me X amount of time to do like the decorations and fondant and stuff.
Yeah.
They know how to like organize their time. These people
And that's
don't.
the key to good cooking.
That's the big thing is the time limit, right? I think if you gave them unlimited time, they would come out okay.
Yeah, statistically, one of them will succeed.
Yes, yeah.
But like even still, they don't know how to like design.
Oh,
so it's very
it's so
funny to
fucking
like.
funny.
They always put like the bad one next to the finished one at the end, and it's just like they basically just go with who gets the ish closest.
Yeah, it's
no
just
one's
like
ever gotten close.
It's really,
but-
is it edible? Did you try to make all the pieces?
Yeah.
That's like the two components.
yeah, it's very funny.
Sweet.
You should watch it. It's hilarious.
All right, well, with that, let's get over to Reddit.
Quick plug to an unrelated thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, Reddit. Yeah, where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
that's right. You know the internet.
Safe space of
Yeah.
the world.
We get a question from Yoko_Rose.
Oh, not Ono.
What?
Not Ono.
Oh no, not Yoko Ono. Yoko Rose.
Oh,
Yeah, different Yoko.
Do you not want to answer the question now?
no. I was kind of hoping it would break up the podcast.
God, hopefully something does.
Save us from this waking nightmare.
This Yoko over here asks, what Batman villains could actually bring the fight to Superman?
Well, let's immediately flip this over to O'Shea. I'm sure you can name a bunch of Batman villains.
I can name the Joker.
Sure.
You know, Penguin?
I know Penguin.
Riddler?
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Riddler.
Riddler. Yeah.
Jim Carrey's one.
That was the Riddler.
was the Riddler.
There we go. Yeah.
No,
Here,
Jim
I'll-
Carrey himself is actually a villain
Yeah.
to Batman.
Well, he is because he kind of killed that movie.
Let's not even fucking go there right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I love Jim Carrey.
I'll be totally honest. I'm brutally ill-equipped to have this argument with you,
Oh,
and
that's
yet
fine.
in my gut, I know that I'm right.
Yeah,
And so,
Do you know what? You're totally cut out for this podcast.
yeah, I like it.
Here, I'm going to give you a little hint to another villain.
Yeah.
Just ready for it?
oh, Bane.
No, literally, didn't even need
Didn't even have to do the voice.
Yeah. So, which one of them can bring the fight to Superman?
Yeah, of those Batman villains.
Who do you
that-
think
that
could
know,
actually fight Superman?
or hold their own even for a bit? Let's imagine that Superman ends up winning. Who doesn't go down with one punch?
None of them.
It's tough to think of one.
But I mean, if we're being brutally honest,
Yeah.
all of Batman's villains are human.
For the most part, yeah.
Well, who's not?
Well, Clayface. He's sort of
He's
like
made
a,
of
he's a
clay-ish.
big clay monster.
Oh, he's made of clay?
I would say,
Ish. Not even really.
I mean, to me, there are three that can sort of they have a chance in a fight. I don't bank on them winning, but I think they could do something.
I'd love to hear this argument.
Mr. Freeze, if he manages to completely free Superman, because Superman does have to breathe. Even when he's flying in space, he has to hold his breath.
So he does have laser eyes, so
But he has laser eyes, so
That
he
was
can.
what I was thinking for the
so
defense.
he can
that you just
probably
melt
beat.
it.
He can probably beat Mr. Freeze. So, boom. Clayface, same sort of proposition of possibly suffocating Superman, and then the third one is Poison Ivy, using some kind of like spore to hypnotize or mind control him.
So that's the one that I'm willing to buy into the most.
Sure.
Because I think you can... Yeah, you still poison his mind.
Yeah.
You're not affecting his... You don't have to deal with his strength.
Yeah.
But would he know that she could do it? Would she be able to
Possibly.
get close enough to do it, is the question.
Well, yeah, sure. So it's the circumstances of that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to say the Joker. Just from a pure fact of the types of villains that tend to really compete against Superman tend to be intellectuals. We can agree that though he's psychotic, Joker tends to be an intellectual of some sort. He does have like the creativity and knowledge enough to be the best villain against Batman.
Yeah, like a good
Morrison
strategist.
proposes that he actually suffers from super sanity. That he's like achieved a different level of sanity or like awareness of reality than the rest of us.
That seems like a back way to go say that he's insane. But
Well, it's a big circle.
Yeah.
He's so sane. He's insane.
Yeah, exactly. He's so sane that he's actually insane.
In the membrane.
Insane, got no brain. No, but I think that he would be able to figure out about the kryptonite thing and
Sure.
be able to utilize some sort of trap that would be able to.
He seems like crazy enough that he would just put kryptonite in his system.
He's just crazy enough to make it work.
yeah.
And that's where there's another piece, is that you're using a different weapon against him. So I guess under that premise, a lot of them, if they were sneaky enough.
That's true. If any of them got their hands on kryptonite, they could do something.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not fair.
I just think that none of them were smart enough to, but Joker's smart enough to figure it out.
Interesting.
I feel like the Riddler could.
I also think this
Oh yeah, but he would just
Riddler's smart enough. Scarecrow, on the same premise as Poison Ivy, could like use the fear toxin thing on
could
Superman.
make some sort of like kryptonite toxin.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about the spore thing, though, with
Sure.
Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Because his skin can stop bullets,
Right.
obviously. But wouldn't that spore need to, unless he swallowed it or something?
Well, he'd have to breathe it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to evaporate into him.
What?
I don't know.
That's not science.
That's not science.
You'd have to
Nothing
go
of what
into
you
a
said is a thing.
Poison Ivy sauna? Like, what are we talking about
God, he
here?
must have impeccable skin.
Let's take a second to talk about Superman's skin.
I'm just saying, like, his complexion must be like perfect. Because dirt and grime probably can't get in there.
Yeah, but nothing
He
can
spent a-
exfoliate
but he
either.
also spends a ton of
True, but
time.
All that stuff underneath?
Right, but he spends a
is
ton of
actually-
time in the sun because that's where he gets his powers.
it's true.
He really shouldn't be as white as he is.
Should be like a mocha.
I mean, if anything.
A mocha Superman.
Oh no, I'm not going there.
No, yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, let's see how he does this.
No,
I was curious.
I was going to try to broach something, but I don't think I can do it properly. I was going to say there's President Superman on Earth 23, and he's black. He's from Vathlo Island on Krypton, where the Kryptonians are black. Don't ask me why they're all on one island, but I was good. Like, if any sort of like metabolizing sunlight process is similar on Krypton as it is on Earth, then theoretically President Superman should be more powerful than Kal-El.
I feel like you made a lot of... What? Run
Right?
it by me one more time?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm just
Okay,
thinking.
explain to him.
I'm just thinking about like I don't even know the science that well, but like about the skin coloration thing,
Yeah.
right? Theoretically, if they're both metabolizing yellow sunlight and it's giving them powers on Earth,
Yeah.
then a black Superman would be better at that than a white Superman, right? Is that racist?
It's not racist. That's just science.
You know what I mean? Like,
God, that
I
is,
don't even know that it's science. Let's not do
yeah,
that.
no, I
Let's
was
not
like,
put that claim out.
I'm like that sentence itself
soon
has
as
been
you
said
said it.
so many times poorly through history.
But do you know what? I'm going to go on record. I think President Superman could beat Prime Earth Kal-El based on that shaky science.
I'm curious about the science piece of it now.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, no, maybe not you, but a scientist. Bill Nye, hit us up before the allegations come in.
What do you mean, scientist? Oh, God. All right. Well,
I wasn't expecting it to go there. Wow. Interesting.
me either. Well, like we did in the first episode and for every other future episode,
Oh, fuck me.
we get... No. We're not there yet. Don't worry.
I was wondering why you were naked already.
No.
Oh, that's
That's why
just
he said fuck me, yeah.
That's my process.
We get a question from comedian, writer, podcaster Kyle Clark. He gives us a question for each episode. So, and they're generally pretty hilarious. His question for this episode number 2 is: Martian Manhunter the sexiest hero?
Now, O'Shea, do you know who Martian Manhunter is?
I doubt he does.
I'm finding it very exciting that I get to learn about all this stuff, and I also feel bad that I
Are
don't
you pulling up
know
a picture
more.
of him? I was
Yes,
about
I
to
am.
do it. Okay. You pull up a picture.
Yeah, I want a
so
bigger
O'Shea
one so we can really get it.
Yeah.
Reed had his phone ready there. It's like, beep, like here it is.
So,
No big deal.
Technically, I have one in my album.
why don't you give him some information about
Believe
Martian
that
Manhunter?
100%.
So the Martian Manhunter, his name is John Johns. He's obviously from Mars, but he's the last of his race. His race is wiped out by a plague of fire called Hronmir's Curse, but he's accidentally teleported to Earth by a scientist named Dr. Saul Erdel, who not only transports him through space, but also time. So by the time Martian Manhunter makes it to Earth, his race is long dead. And Martian Manhunter basically has all of the powers of Superman at approximately the same levels, but he also has telepathy, telekinesis. He can phase through objects. He can shapeshift. He's basically like the most powerful superhero you can think of.
Guess that was going to be my next question, like, because I just think super powerful.
Yeah.
Would you say he's the most powerful?
He
and
is.
then maybe how would you rank the next ones after?
I think if we're being honest, Martian Manhunter is stronger than Superman. But the way the comics work, if you pit the two of them against each other, unless you're trying to make a very specific point,
Yeah.
Superman probably ends up victorious.
Why?
Because he's Superman and it's comics and that's how
And it's
like
DC.
and that's how narrative works. But like I think if we're being honest and truthful to ourselves, Martian Manhunter is like untouchable by someone like Superman. Just use your mind power and control him like it's done.
Exactly.
And so what does he look like?
So this is his alien form. He's got 2 forms.
Okay.
This is his alien form, which is kind of just like a green dude.
Yeah,
the most part.
he's a green Martian. There are multiple races of Martians. The green ones are the
I'm
good
so
ones.
sorry to lump them all into one.
Yeah, you fucking monster. Let's go back to my black Superman argument.
Let's. So this is his green form, his true image. He's got a cape on. Typically, he's got like a little cross thing around his
Now
chest.
what I will say is that this form that he takes isn't even what a true Martian looks like. He's made it more like anthropomorphized because when he arrives on Earth, Dr. Saul Erdel sees a Martian and instantly has a heart attack and dies.
So he's a little weary about showing
And
his
so
true
Martian
form.
Manhunter wants to like wants to ingratiate himself with people.
Doesn't want to kill a
yeah.
bunch of people. But is Dr. Odell a human?
Yes.
So how did he teleport him?
He was testing like a communications thing and it was an energy and there was radiation and he accidentally made a beam that transcended space and time and teleported a Martian.
Ah, the old I accidentally bent space-time.
Yeah. Oops. You know.
My bad.
So
Cool.
That shit happens. That's our world.
Okay.
and then
Shit happens every day.
in his human form, he's
I
generally
feel like I've really like lost esteem in O'Shea's eyes. Like the longer this episode goes on, he's like, oh, this fucking dork.
I love it. I wish I knew this much about it.
yeah, it's unbounded the amount of knowledge this man has.
If only I could do math.
So in his human form, he's typically a very sexy black
Yes.
man.
He's Detective John Jones of the Gotham City Police Department.
Yes.
It's funny because there's a UFC fighter named John Jones. He's also black. And
Oh.
super badass.
John
God.
Johns?
God, his fighting name should be Martian Manhunter. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I could not agree more.
Right? Like now after hearing this information, aren't you a little upset that he's not?
Yes. When
Yeah.
you said John Johns, I was hoping that you were mispronouncing it the first time.
So his
actually
Martian
John
name
Jones.
is like J'_ONN_J like J'_ONNZ. He's John Johns, or sorry, NZZ.
But he's always a hot black dude.
So he's John Johns, and then he's John Jones. That's then there's Miss Martian, and her Martian name is Megan Maors, and her Earth name is Megan Morse.
So are we agreeing right now that they should be making an Idris Elba Martian Manhunter movie?
Can we anything with the Idris Elba
Right?
is excellent. Could he be the next James Bond? I realize
I would
He
love
should
that
have been.
discussion.
I would love that. I'd be into it.
But Martian Manhunter,
But put those two together.
00
Martian.
Martian.
Yeah, perfect.
Swing and a hit, right? Right, guys?
Great pitch.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
That's DC execs.
Why wouldn't you call him M? There's already a thing in James Bond with the fucking letter M. Just call him MM. Just make a difference.
You put too much faith in us there to have the right answer. It's like, what would you guys call him? It's like, well, I don't know.
If you go through that way, you could also be one of the Men in Black.
Yes.
But only because he's a man.
Defenders.
Here comes the Man in Black. Miami.
Priceless.
Okay, so
Is he the sexiest?
we have to answer the actual question.
Yes.
Though. So now that you've seen The Martian Manhunter, is he the sexiest superhero? I think of male superheroes, he shows the most skin.
I think he just has the superhero.
But that's in his Martian Manhunter form.
Yeah. We're talking about him as a superhero.
But like I know, but his Martian Manhunter form, I don't think is that sexy.
He shows the most skin since Mike Grell's version of Cosmic Boy. Look that up. Show O'Shea. He basically looks like he's wearing a corset.
I feel like you're turning on a porno or something.
So, O'Shea, thoughts on the sexiness of Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
Because in my mind, superheroes all kind of have like that rugged, that confidence and that swagger.
Sure, yeah.
Clark Kent is too much of a goody-goody to me.
Right.
Which is why I think that like Batman would also be up there.
Right.
Um,
Okay, but let's put them against each other. Bruce Wayne as Batman. John John's the Martian Manhunter. Who's
in his human
sexier?
form?
If you run into both at a bar, who do you go home with?
John Johns.
Ooh, definitively sexier than Bruce Wayne.
Not a
Richard,
doubt in my mind.
How do you feel about Martian Manhunter as the sexiest superhero?
Well, first of all, I'm going to answer the question that you just asked, which is if you're going to go home with either Bruce Wayne or John Jones. Daddy got to get paid. I'm going to go with Bruce Wayne. He's got
I don't
money.
know. I think I'm more adventurous. I think less than the money thing is if you pursue a relationship. But if you
Yeah.
want a crazy night, go with the guy that can fucking shapeshift.
But you don't. Do you know?
That he can
If
shapeshift?
you're just looking at John Jones and Bruce Wayne.
I mean, I'd hope.
Yeah, but by that logic, then you don't know that he has money either.
No, everyone knows who Bruce Wayne is.
That's a fair point too.
Wait, are you agreeing with me or with him?
Yes.
That everyone knows that?
I don't know. I think that's a lost opportunity if John
Well, look-
Johns brings someone home with him and that doesn't employ shapeshifting.
Yeah, but going back
This
to
question
the
has morphed a lot.
Yeah, the sexiness question, Bruce Wayne or Martian Manhunter.
Oh, Martian Manhunter's more attractive. Daddy thick.
That answers that question.
Oh no! Like with two C's thick?
yeah,
okay.
obviously. Come
Yeah.
on. What am I new?
Or thick.
Oh, yeah.
Combination of fit and thick, but the best of
Thick,
both worlds.
Is that a thing?
thick?
God, I'm old.
He's so thick.
What did you have to explain to me last episode?
What didn't I have to?
Lol.
Well, no. What was the thing that I said I was too old to understand what it was?
Flossing?
No, Skyland.
Oh, yeah, Skylanders.
What is Skylanders?
Oh, thank
Man.
you. Okay.
Now that the more people who don't know makes me seem like a creep because I know this kid's toy.
Yeah, why do you keep up on like
Seriously.
what kids are into, man?
I need to know what's going to
No. Bad question.
Where's the delay?
I think that all three of us agree that Martian Manhunter is the sexiest superhero,
Yeah,
right?
agreed.
Yeah, it's true. Kyle Clark, you got it right.
So say we all.
So with that, you know what time it is. Now it's
for
your
fuck's
nightmare.
sakes,
So
yeah.
I didn't tell you about this, but this is something that we have to do every episode.
Don't worry, I'm not more prepared than you are.
It's okay. At least he's got improv training.
Oh, no.
now into this week's Dial Doc.
Right.
So, do you want to give him some explanation of what Dial Doc is?
So there's a thing in DC Comics. It's a little obscure, but it's called Dial H for Hero, and basically it's like an old rotary dial. And if you dial Hero, you turn into a random superhero for an hour. But it's not like you become Superman or Batman.
Yeah.
It was a way for writers to be like, this is a shitty idea that couldn't last, but we could do it for a comic.
Okay.
So like examples are, there was a one called Control Alt Delete who could just basically like rewind time a little bit. There's one called Cock-a-Hoop that was just a giant spinning disc with a rooster head. It used to be a thing where people would write in and be like, this would be a fun hero, and they'd be like, shitty idea, do it for 3 pages.
Okay.
So now at the end of every episode, we try to come up with a dial doc. Usually their names are like puns or something like that, and then they just have a ridiculous power / appearance.
Okay.
And we're never prepared for this segment. So
Literally never. And I write all these notes and could prepare in advance, and I never do. Nope. And so I figured, let's put you in the same position.
Great.
are we
So
going to make
welcoming.
O'Shea go first?
No. What?
No, I'm not that mean.
Okay.
You were going to go first.
Oh, fuck you. Okay. So my guy is what's the number?
My favorite thing is he starts looking around the room.
I'm looking for inspiration.
It's funny because that's where I thought of mine.
So mine is called Salt Lick. And basically he gets super strength, but directly proportional to how much salt he's licking.
Did you get now? I'm curious where this came from. Did you look at the chips and were like, "Those are salty chips"?
No, there's
thought it was a
like a salt candle.
Oh
in the
yeah,
thing over
okay,
there.
smart,
Yeah.
So
smart.
Salt Lick, yeah, he gets super strength.
Not Candleman, but salt lick.
Fuck you. In direct proportion to how much salt he's licking. So if he needs to like lift a car, he licks a little bit of salt. He's also like, he has like a utility belt full of salt. He's prepared.
It's funny because that was my next
he's
question.
armed.
Logistically, like he would have to be prepared to have enough salt for the
because when he dials the hero dial, it equips him with the utility belt full of salt. He's got salt bombs and all sorts of shit. He can like dehydrate people with his salt. But yeah, depending on how much he licks, that's the amount of strength that he gets.
That's really, I like that.
Okay, I'm going to do mine now.
Okay.
To be fair, this actually was created before. And it was created
Fuck
by
you.
It was created by my wife.
Oh, you bastard.
But she can't come on and do it today, so I'm going to do it. The characters is from Chicago. It isn't
The city or the musical?
both.
Okay.
Making that decision now.
Is he called All That Jazz?
Oh man, that's. I need to change my answer.
Or is he called Mr. Cellophane? There's a couple options.
His name is. His name is Sear.
Okay.
Or as if he would say it, is Sear.
Sear?
Yeah. And what he can do is
Cook steaks real good?
so I don't know if you're so
Sealing those
I don't know if you're aware, but this Sears as a brand and a business is closed down now, so there are no more Sears. You don't get this,
even in the States? It's not just closed in Canada?
I'm pretty sure it's
Sears
nationwide.
only in Canada?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was only in Canada.
Wait,
Sears-
Canada was the last bastion of Sears?
Yeah.
Sears is a Canadian company.
Yeah.
No, it's the Sears Tower in Chicago? That was Canadian?
Oh, you're right.
Well, now I'm curious.
Okay.
I know for sure Sears is a Canadian company.
No.
And I'm pretty sure Sears is completely shut down. I
Well,
know
fuck.
it is in Canada.
Okay.
But Sears used to put out a catalog every year.
Oh, no.
Sears
oh,
Wish
no.
Book.
I don't like it's the Sears Sear. He's just masturbating to the catalog
No,
models.
God, what is wrong with
First
you?
thing I thought about.
No,
Like Mo Sislak.
no, he can.
The Sears catalog.
He can produce. He can produce any object that has been in a Sears catalog,
In the history of the Sears catalog?
but he can only use it once.
Get me those fucking moon shoes. Like,
So
I
it-
want to jump 6 feet. Like,
It's so funny that you said that.
need a fucking
She brought this
Frigidaire.
up last night, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you got to bring up that 1992 moon shoes."
the best toy ever.
Yeah.
That just came up on Doughboys recently.
What is
too.
with the world right now?
Moon shoes is coming up a lot.
Yeah,
right
It's
now.
coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he was too fat to step on the moon
Yeah.
shoes, so he broke them the first time he jumped.
Yeah, sorry, Mitch. I know you're listening.
That's brutal.
But yeah, so first few years, it's all shotguns and like weapons but then like blades and stuff. But like year 10, he's like throwing bras at people
because he's used up all of the weaponry.
Yeah,
right.
Sear.
The sear.
He's a sear.
I mean, at least he's not jerking off to the catalog.
I mean,
O'Shea, what's yours?
Still, well, mine is just super simple. I was just thinking he would be McMike.
Okay.
McMike, okay.
Spelled M-I-C for Mike.
Oh,
and then
McMike.
M-I-K-E also.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then he could just walk around and use his voice and then blast it as loud or as quiet as he wanted to. But it could go ridiculously loud, like the sound of a jet engine, or
So he could like blow someone away with his sound.
yeah. Or like whisper people to death. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think one of the first ones I came up with was a guy called Mitochondria.
Oh, that's right.
Who was like a stand-up comedian that could like affect you on the cellular level with jokes. Like,
so if you're wondering, yes, they've always been this bad.
Yeah.
That's
true. I'm fucking prepared for that one, and that one was shit.
Good.
O'Shea just came in off the cuff and did a way better version of a thing I tried to do.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. That was Dial Doc. We would love to hear your heroes, your villains, your somewhere in between, your characters that you can come up with for our hashtag Dial Doc. Just all you have to do is use that hashtag, send us your ideas, or you can just send us a question, nerd out with us online
always.
through our various social media platforms, such as Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast,
our Twitter,
at Dr. DC.
We've got an Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast.
We've got an email,
drdcpodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, we've got a subreddit,
r/Dr_DC.
You can have some fun conversations on there, or just come up with your random theories about our personal lives.
anything would be more exciting than the truth.
Oh, that's true. That's so true. But never as dark.
I almost was offended. Jesus Christ.
You can check out our articles or our merch on our website,
drdcpodcast.com or .ca.
Speaking of merch, we also have a Teespring account.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys want to look us up on Teespring at Dr. DC Podcast.
There's some great stuff up there.
We've got some new shirts.
Hashtag Alfred did it.
Yeah, that's right. We got some fun shirts on there. And now you can call us. The Doc phone is open.
That's right.
All you have to do is leave us a voice message at 208-917-DCEU. That's 208-917-3238. Also, don't forget to rate, review us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Write something nice. If we get to 30 reviews, we're at 21 right now. If we get to 30, we will do a live stream episode. A live stream. Or, you know what?
Video is important to put in there because that's the thing.
So it is video.
Yes.
Not just like live audio to the internet.
No, I was just going to pee on the mic.
How many
It's a
camera
live
angles are you gonna have?
stream episode.
Live. Fuck you. What a bad joke.
Well, thank you, O'Shea, so much.
O'Shea,
for
do
coming.
you have anything to plug before?
Do you have any like social media accounts people can find you if they enjoyed your?
Yeah, I got my Twitter at ojeffson, and that's it. Really, I have a flip phone.
JEPHSON.
Yeah,
thank you.
like the version of fat that he is.
Yeah, PH.
PH,
That's right.
not F.
He's a stand-up comedian. He will be performing at the Yukon Comedy Festival.
coming up in this.
We haven't even announced
coming
this.
up this spring.
Well, I haven't even announced this yet, but O'Shea is going to be. This will come up. No, this is going to come out after the CBC interview, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
After is fine,
yeah. After is fine.
right?
I feel like we're. Yeah,
Richard, what?
You know, I'm sitting here and I see
James
those
Remar, why
eyes
didn't you show up?
exchanges, and there's some shady stuff going on here.
Richard, I'm trying to ascertain what you need me to do.
So there's a TV show called Black Lightning for DC, and there's a character played by the actor James Remar. It's he's fucking terrible at acting. So that's the impression that he was doing, I guess you were wondering. Well, with that, we'll be back tomorrow. This is episode 2 that's done. Glass 2 of wine that's done.
2.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
Oh, bye. Yeah.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.